What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I was about to make a post about something I was reading, and it seems like it's way too much to type out to express my thought on it. So decided to make a video. Um, Today I was looking at Uncrowned, which is Ariel Hawani's website through Yahoo, on which he types out, him and his staff type out articles on MMA. And Martin Buday, who is 7-1 in the UFC, he's a heavyweight. He fought Buchecha about 2 weeks ago, I think, and 16-2 as a professional. He was ranked number 12 in the heavyweight division of the UFC. He's on a 3-fight win streak. They did not extend his contract. His last fight, which was in late July, was mid or late July, was the last one of a 4-fight contract. He didn't receive an extension. He didn't receive an offer for negotiation. They just don't want him anymore. And that seems a little odd, being ranked number 12, having an amazing record of 16-2, 7-1 in the UFC, 3-fight win streak, hadn't lost in 2 years. Seemed odd. Well, as I read the article, he either spoke with Ariel and his people, or it's on the podcast. It's on Hawani's podcast. I haven't seen that interview, but I was reading in there. I don't know which one it is, if he just talked to him so they could write this, or if he's actually on the podcast. But he told them he knows why he didn't get the extension. The UFC told him that his fights just didn't have that punctuation mark at the end to really make the fight exciting. Basically not getting finishes, not being entertaining or exciting for the fans. And that's the same thing, basically, that Muhammad Makayev, am I saying that right, went through, I guess last summer. He was undefeated and close to getting a title shot, and they cut him, but he was having a lot of antics outside of the octagon. Like him and, wasn't it him and Odie? It was either Odie or it was Manuel Cape. They were getting in a fight, like at they got in like 3 fights outside of the octagon, and everyone was the security was having to hold them apart at the beginning of the octagon. And then when the fight happened, it was so fucking boring. Like they wouldn't hardly engage. We could kind of see why Muhammad didn't get re-signed if he's having all these antics outside of the cage. And Dana White spoke to that. He's like, Dana White has basically told us 1,000 times, and people just don't understand. He's not the one straight up just signing and cutting people anymore. He has an influence in it. He's going to have a say in it, whatever, but he's not the main guy handling that anymore. He's moved on to different parts of the company, or less parts of the company. I don't know exactly what. So like Dana probably didn't have a lot to do with Martin Buday, I don't think, unless Dana was leading towards Buchecha winning. A lot of the hardcore fans thought they thought Buday was getting fed to Buchecha. I didn't quite feel that way. I don't know. But Buday wasn't having a bunch of outside antics. He wasn't causing trouble. He probably wasn't getting paid a whole lot, so it's not like you're fixing something where you owe a bunch of money. Unless since being bought and changing over, they've redone the contracts, and they could have been about to offer Martin a contract that wasn't as good as the one he just came out of, if that makes sense. If they offer Martin that contract, and then Martin's like, this is worse than what I just did. What are you talking about? Martin's going to say that. He's not thinking about it. It's just his life. He's going to say that to the people around him. He's going to say that in the interviews. And then it's going to start talk about the UFC that they don't want. I do think the UFC's at a financial hurdle, and I said that like 2 years ago on this channel. I don't know if this contract is really a great sign. This situation with Martin is a great sign of that. But a couple other things I wanted to take away, though, and put into thought with this Martin Buday situation. Really, the main thing that I wanted to get out of this, I'm sure most people watching this, if anyone watches this, remember, or you know the clip or the meme that I'm referencing where it's Dana White looking dead in the camera and he goes, "That's fucking illegal." If you don't know where that's from, I'm going to try to tell you really quickly. Way back in the day, so this would have been early 2000 or late 90s, probably early 2000s, like 2005, 6-ish. Yeah, it might have been a little later than that. I don't know. It might have been 2010, 2011. Anyways, Kimbo, if I remember correctly, forgive me if I get the fighters wrong, but I believe in a different promotion, Kimbo Slice was going to fight an MMA guy in an MMA fight. Kimbo Slice, for anyone not familiar, was an internet sensation for his backyard, what was basically street fights, but now we would call it bare knuckle boxing, except they're in a backyard or in a parking lot or stuff. And he would fight like 3 different people all in one setting, like 1 5-minute span. Like he'd beat one up and then another one would come up and he'd beat them up. But to the people that trained MMA, there was a lot of look on it. It's a lot like, it's not quite as harsh as boxing is to Jake Paul right now, but MMA was kind of doing that to Kimbo a little bit. And Kimbo was older too. He was like 40 plus. Anyways, Kimbo's way more popular than anyone else in this promotion, though. This real MMA promotion. And it might have been Pride. I don't remember. I don't feel like it was. I can't remember. I can see the promoters in my head, but I can't remember exactly what promotion it was. I feel like they were trying to up and come, and this was an early fight to really get them over the hurdle. So they pay the other fighter. They go and talk to him, and they're like, "We'll pay you more to keep this fight standing." Because everyone with an MMA background and MMA common sense is like, if that fighter takes Kimbo to the ground, he's going to get a Kimura, an armbar, a rear naked choke. He's going to choke. He's going to finish him quick on the ground if they grapple at all. The fighter, kind of having the outlook of how a boxer would look at Jake Paul, he's like, "Okay, give me the money. I'll do it." And he goes and I believe he knocks Kimbo out or gets a TKO stoppage. Like he wins the fight regardless of the stipulation. What Dana's talking about when he says that's illegal, Dana is saying, hey, that fight, you could place bets on it at the MGM Grand and he names whatever casinos. So for you to pay and bribe a fighter to participate a certain way in the sport is just the same as paying them to take a dive. That's fucking illegal. That's literally what he's talking about. So let's apply that logic I just explained that Dana provided for us 15 to 25 years ago. If the UFC is now telling fighters they have to fight in an exciting fashion or a striking fashion, a lack of grappling fashion. Now, as a fan and someone who likes to train, I lean towards striking. Striking's way more fun for me and I'm way better at it. It's not like I'm sitting here as a fan saying, no, don't do that. But in a legality standpoint, it seems like that would be fucking illegal. Like if they told Muhammad that he had to be more stand up and get more finishes, striking, whatever. And they're doing it to Buday too. And neither one are losing fights. You're no longer betting on a competitive edge, a competitive event. Does that make sense? I hope so. What are y'all's thoughts on that? I'm just curious. I just randomly thought of that and I was like, man, that's actually a really smart thought. A good lawyer, not even a good lawyer, an okay lawyer could totally win that in court. You can't bribe athletes like that. But yeah, that's also probably, remember me talking about them not offering that contract back? If they don't offer the contract and they tell them it's not exciting, technically they haven't given the bribe. So like your contract expires, you fought all your fights, you come in and you're like, hey, my contract's up, let's work out a new one. And they're like, no, we wanted you to be more like this, and this. I guess technically, if they don't slide that contract in front of you and say, hey, we'll give you this contract, but you got to do this, and technically, they haven't done the bribe yet. Tricky stuff. What do y'all think? Big time players make big time plays. We do big things every round, baby. Y'all have a good one.